And welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Greg. And we're here at Standard Distributors in Wildy, and this is now the home of Tea Time. Well, any Standards is going to be the home of Tea Time, but I thought that Wildy was a little more convenient for me right now. But this is the home of Tea Time with Greg. And my first guest today is Katrina Eiffel of Sexual Empowerment.
Sensual
I said that purposely because I want to know about the sexual of sensual empowerment.
Leader, yes.
Leader. So, Katrina, tell me, before we get into that, who is Katrina Eiffel?
Katrina Eiffel is, first and foremost, a woman. I am a mother of four, and I've been through a journey from being victim to victor, and that started where I didn't have enough belief in myself for the person that I was to believe that I deserved a very loving relationship, and so I found myself in an abusive relationship, and I was able to bring myself from out of that and transform myself into the vibrant goddess that you see today. And I'm a very outspoken person as well. I believe really strongly in women's empowerment, and women also including girls. Mm-hmm. Men also, so don't think the men are
No, but that's a question I have for you
okay, later on. But I do believe in women's empowerment and getting women to understand that they truly can step into their own power and stop looking outside in themselves and realize it is within them. So that's basically me in a nutshell.
Okay, so before going any further, which tea would you like? Because this can get a little warm. So so let's get warmed with some tea. So which flavor you
Peppermint.
want? Peppermint.
That's my tea of choice.
So I am.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and I'm going to have this super fruit. I'm not too sure what that's really going to do for me, but yeah. So we'll let that steep while we go on. Mm-hmm. So, orgasmic intelligence with a K. With a K. Where did that come from?
You really want to know, Greg?
But that's the whole purpose, to get to know where all these things came from.
Well, first let me explain what orgasmic intelligence is. It's a system that I developed through years of working with myself, and it's simply using your six senses and your sexual energy to heal and empower yourself. So your six senses, so you know about the five senses, you know the sight, the smell, the taste, the touch, the hearing. The sixth sense is the intuition. Men are very intuitive. We women are even more intuitive, but guess how the men have the edge? The men trust their intuition. We women tend to doubt ours, right? So that's the six senses and your sexual energy to heal and empower yourself. So it's how much you tap into and how much you slow down enough to open up all of your senses to experience life through it, to feed you, to make you more vibrant, just propel you through your decision making and just having a very exciting life, just naturally all coming from within and opening to experience the external. But Greg, how the name came about?
Yes, I'm still waiting to hold the name.
Yes, the name
orgasmic and with a K.
With a K. Greg, honestly, I had an orgasm. And
I'm certain many of y'all have not.
and right, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
But it all started, I had an orgasm. I was having a fantastic lovemaking session. And before each lovemaking session, I set intentions in my heart. What is I want to manifest, whether it's immediately or in the long term. And after the orgasm, that word orgasmic intelligence came to me. And at first it was with a C. But then when I went to Google it, to see if anyone was out there, somebody was saying
it was
in K. So I said K, that's it. So,
but with the K, I think more emphasize the power behind the orgasm.
Definitely. But orgasmic intelligence, though, Greg, just to explain a bit more, is when we think of orgasm, everybody's thinking the genitals, thinking about the penis, thinking about the vagina, everything. But orgasmic intelligence is more like taking that energy from the genitals and spreading it throughout you and realizing that you can have an orgasm. And I coined the word all-gasm. anytime,
Okay, this is
anywhere.
enlightening. This is very enlightening for me, I must tell you.
Yeah, so it's really for those people who think that they've never experienced an orgasm. So you realize that I can.
So people who had one really haven't experienced one per se, or that higher stage of.
I don't even want to say higher, but it's a more expansive. Let me say expansive because it's wider. So some people have experienced, many people have experienced orgasm, but there's some people who are wondering if they actually have. And so for some of my clients who have not actually experienced an orgasm, teaching them the orgasmic intelligence, that level of thinking, it has taken away the anxiety. So they're relaxed, a bit more relaxed. They're not comparing themselves to other women, you know, even the women in porn and their girlfriends telling stories and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it has relaxed them, and now they've actually, because they realize that I can have an orgasm by watching a beautiful sunset, or, you know, yes, Greg, even sipping tea, you know, like
that's some good tea. You got some good tea.
That's it, Greg. It's about relaxing and just opening up your senses and living through there. So women who using their orgasmic intelligence,
which is why not across, which is why you use the word sensual and not
sexual, right? Yeah,
okay.
But sexuality is definitely wrapped up in there. Definitely, don't get me wrong. We are sexual beings, is there? But sensuality is like the foundation, which then opens you up to better sexuality, sex life. Period. So the women now, those who thought they weren't having orgasm, because they're using their orgasmic intelligence, open their senses, they're more relaxed, and then they actually had genital orgasms. So it's a process. It takes the anxiety from off of women, even men as well, couples on the whole, and they experience that euphoric feeling through their senses, living outside of the genitals.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Do you think that in 2018 that sex education is still taboo?
No. Definitely not.
I am sorry. I still think so in some areas. It is.
Okay, let me say.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what, Barbadians, we are conservative in theory, right? Because we wouldn't want to speak about it in an open forum, but then behind the doors and on our little quarters, on our little groups, we're talking about it. The children are talking about it. The children are watching it on YouTube.
I'm glad you brought that up.
And they're talking about it in their own circles. But guess what? They are learning from the adult industry, which is entertainment, but not education. And so they're learning all the wrong things, and they're experimenting with each other. They have some adults as well who really don't know either, experimenting or teaching the young people in the wrong things. So it should no longer be a taboo, but it is. I do agree it still is, but I'm here to just dispel that. That's
so do you think that sex education should be taught within the schools? Is there an age limit that you should not cross when it comes to that?
I definitely believe it should start in the homes, first and foremost.
In the home?
Yes, in the home. Parents need to parent, but parents need guidance as well too, and that's a reality. Definitely in the schools as well, but for the school age, I think the younger the better you start at home correctly. Getting children to recognize that they are worthy of being praised. Their bodies should be revered and honored, and it's
validation from home.
Yes, early o'clock. It is necessary. It's needed in the school, but not the textbook boring kind of thing that you see in the schools now, Greg. Honestly, it needs to bring it more alive.
Was it textbook boring? No, because I never had it at school, so I see what the American version of sex ed was. And they put up the picture of the genitalia.
You're right.
And
it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better, though. It's getting better. And there are some organizations out there who are making an effort and make it more conversational and trendy, having the conversations with the children. That's very important because they could teach somebody else as well too.
Yeah.
And we need to know what they're thinking is right and wrong, how they should go about it. So there are some organizations that are out there making an effort, and I must applaud them for that. But traditionally, it was that same thing, the genitalia and this, and they do, and it was very monotone.
The bees.
And you could not, if you asked a question, you were shut down, or you weren't allowed to ask certain questions, or if you were too provocative in your question, you'd be sent out the class. That kind of thing. No, we need to allow our young ones to express themselves, not suppress them, allow them just to be themselves, because that's how we're going to get what they're really thinking and help to guide them better moving forward.
So I guess if they have that knowledge from an early age, the experimentation and the desire to experiment is lesser in a sense.
I want to. The desire is still there, but getting them to understand that that desire is natural. We are sexual beings, so understanding though that whenever you do make that step to be involved in a sexual relationship, that is a conscious decision. It's not that, oh shoot, it just happened. That there now leads to regrets and young girls calling men and young boys and saying like, oh, why did he do this to me? And men thinking that they own. No, we going into that. We want them to have conscious decision, being aware of, I made this decision consciously to make the next step. So even before getting there, having the conversation with them, like my children, they can come to talk to me about anything on a Saturday. I'm not going to tell you that I'd be like, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I have to calm myself. Usa. Just relax. Let's have a conversation. I'd be like, Mom, this is what I'm feeling when I'm around this person. I'm like, okay, so let's talk about it. And we have a conversation, and then I'm going to say, well, you can't go around that boy anymore. You can't go around that girl. No. I trust them. And that's very important to let the children know that they are trustworthy. Once they trust themselves, I can trust you. So that's very important.
Okay, so do you think that women, not just in terms of a hygiene aspect, but do you think women really know their bodies?
Women know some aspects of their bodies. And Greg, the work I've been doing now, I was once in that position. So I didn't know everything about my body. I didn't understand it fully. And so, yeah, women do not know their bodies fully. And when I'm doing workshops and I say, okay, so how many holes do we as women have between our legs minus our anus? And I hear all sorts of different numbers. And the numbers are never right.
Okay, so let's go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
How many holes?
Guess.
No,
You're not guessing?
No. That's guessing somebody's age.
7.
And this is live.
7. There's 7 glorious openings between the legs of a woman minus the anus.
You see, I would have all gotten this wrong.
Yes, correct. There's 7. So you don't worry, women are like that. But in the workshop, when I teach them that, and I show them the diagram, these are where they are. Guess what? Everybody is required to walk with a mirror, and a blanket. And at the workshops, you go on there and you see them. So I hear the women like, oh my gosh, and they be counting on me like, oh, I never knew that. Oh my gosh, it's really very liberating.
But okay, so many women really do not look in the mirror at themselves.
Greg, yeah, no. That's sent back to at home,
you know. We don't have to ask guys that.
No, men y'all look, y'all grab, y'all always intact.
Everything.
But we as women, we cut our...
But why? Where does that come from?
Socialization, one. I remember growing up, you were told it was ugly, you're never supposed to look at it, you're not supposed to touch it unless you're washing it. This whole socialization of boys.
Yeah, this is enlightening for me.
Yeah, we were told not to touch it, don't look at it. It's ugly and all sorts of different names and things and stuff like that. But I was always very rebellious from young, Greg, and so I always used to be touching always used to be touching mine, looking at it and whatnot. But we know as women, we tend to cut off from down here. Unless we're going to the bathroom to urinate, having sexual intercourse, there's some issue going on down there on our cycle. But we cut off from our power sources as women. I recognize every single walking human being came from this area, from the womb, through the vagina, unless it had unless it was a C-section, right?
Well, beyond that, I think we have some aliens amongst us. Because they don't behave human.
Maybe we do, Greg. That's another topic, right? Altogether.
But yeah, so you were saying?
Yeah, we cut off from down here. This is our power sources, our womb spaces, and why do we cut off from here? Because we don't really want to deal with what's going on down here, on another level, which promotes healing, promotes stepping into your power, understanding self, tapping into self. I think we are afraid because we've been raised to not honor that true power that we hold as women. It's a patriarchal system as well too. Yeah, but yeah.
So now you've said that, how do men fit into your sessions or your workshops?
Well, I work with couples, so women and their couple and their partner. So I work with them. I haven't started working with men one-on-one. When I first started, I worked with some very close male friends one-on-one, and they had good results. But then a couple of men, reached out, and I think there was obviously a misconception. There really still is a lot of, I do have to do a lot of educational awareness, but they were looking for happy endings. I was like, no, that's not.
The massages?
No, not even the massages. Not even the massages, because you're talking about masseuse and erotic, nothing. No.
Let's just clear the air.
No.
Yeah.
No. They were looking for happy endings, and so I had to make it clear. So I said, okay, let me take a step back, look at this differently. So I'm concentrating on the women, the couples, young girls, and boys as well, but boys and girls in a group, young people. But hopefully later on this year, I'll delve back into working with the men.
And so, I still want to stay on the topic of the guys. Do men? Actually, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back with the guys.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Mom and Dad get home, I feel like I'm forgetting something. But what could it be?
I have to remember to do everything.
Oh, babe, look. Jay remembered to start the washer.
Jay?
He is so responsible.
I wish Kyla could be more like him.
What?
I did the laundry.
Really? Tell me about that.
The new Kenmore Smart Washer and Dryer. Be smart, be connected, be amazing. Exclusively at Sears.
Hi and welcome back to Tea Time. I have Katrina Eiffel. Katrina, thank you for joining me. So we were talking about the guys. Yeah. Do guys still need the knowledge and power of really understanding women? Do they want to really understand women?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, but on their own terms and not from their partner's And that's generalizing, okay? Don't knock me. I'm generalizing, okay? There's not every man. There are some men who want to learn, but generally, no. Men want to learn from another man. Like, yeah, so.
But I think, okay, yes, I do get that, but wouldn't the best person to really educate guys about a woman would be a woman?
Yes, technically that is true. But unfortunately, Greg, a lot of women really don't know how to please themselves or how to be pleased. So they're actually exploring with their partners. I really encourage women to understand.
If you do the flip, the best person to educate, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, because people are convenient in certain situations of what is comfortable, and I guess the type of questions that they might want to ask, they'll feel more comfortable with it being a guy responding.
A guy, yeah,
so
or another girlfriend asking that way around, you know, that kind of way. And I mean girlfriend in an innocent way, Greg, okay? I mean an outside woman kind of thing. I'm talking about another woman.
Be specific, because these days you ain't too sure. Because we just got a lot of friends with benefits.
Yeah, and all that there. It's true, Greg, it's true. But I'm speaking, I ain't getting into that, you know. Talking about other women and not get it from their partner, because y'all got some big egos, you know. It's like, you know, a woman can't tell me what to do and stuff like that.
I don't have big egos, I have big
biceps. Muscles, or biceps, and big pecs, huh? Yeah, but some, but some men don't want to be guided or feel less of a man if his woman has to guide him. They always come thinking, you know, like, I know it all. But every woman is different, and every woman, and I'm going to reiterate, that needs to know themselves, how to please. How am I pleased? So how else are you going to do that? By exploring yourself, learning what pleases you, and then you can better guide your partner.
So it is not an offense to say there's the spot, don't move from there,
no,
go back there.
Hold it right there. But don't just say right there. Explain to him, because can you honest? You see what is it?
Some people are just so easily offended, like.
Yeah, I know, Greg. and don't say that. Greg says some men. Be
some
specific.
People, but in the reverse as well. Some women feel like, you know what? I'm gonna let go. Like, I have some guys who say that they have women in their lives who are like starfish, and they just lay there. They're just like.
But that's why I said, because they do not know, Greg. They know no better. And we women tend to just give our power to everybody else, to family, give it to our children, give it to our lovers, instead of owning it. She's lying down there because she knows no better. She said, like, a lot of women think that he got to give me an orgasm, he got to make me orgasm. No, baby. You gotta make yourself. You gotta make yourself. You gotta teach him how to.
Good. And the guys are applauding. The one girl is just like, seriously, and the guys are, yeah.
It's the truth, Greg. So that's why she's lying on there, because it's like, he has to please me. Or, you know what, probably he ain't doing nothing as well too.
No high-fiving people.
But yeah, it could be both. It could be that he's actually not doing anything, or it could be as well that she doesn't know how to guide him.
So is it more physically for that orgasm, and it is easier for a guy to have his happy ending than a woman? In a sense. In
a sense, because you men, when you get in the bed, everything, y'all just focus on the moment or what's going on in front of you. Y'all don't be thinking about, oh, tomorrow at the office I got to, or later on I got to meet up this, I got to do this. But we women, we tend to,
but our mind, shut off.
You
have to shut off.
Yes, but it's a process.
You're spoiling the moment.
But Greg, you got to understand that we as women, because of our socialization, we taught to give to everybody, give to the children, give to your partner, your husband, and boss, this and that. We do not give to ourselves. So we're constantly thinking about, and even the point when your lover, you should be concentrating on your lover. We're not.
You paying bills in your head?
We paying bills. We're doing all sorts of things, but it's a process. It's a process. It's getting them to realize that you need to slow down. We're constantly going as women, and in every single person there's a masculine and a feminine energy. That's the reality. You know, the XY chromosome. Mm-hmm. So we as women socialize to be doing what. Doing, which is a masculine act. We as women are beers. Okay, so but we, because of socialization, because of society, the labels and the stereotypes, and wanting to be, you know, fighting for this equality, we are doing a lot, and that is sapping our feminine energy, which is a very soft, just being kind of thing. So it's about balance. It's very important. So women are doing, and the men, mind you, the men are very masculine, but they are still feeding their feminine energy in a sense where they're taking time for self. But we women we're constantly trying to do, and we're not taking time for self. When we get into bed, we're still going. But the more you just be as a woman, which is your feminine essence, that's the majority of your essence, then it gets better in the bed, in the bedroom.
So, my brain just took over. So then your brain has not shut off, but then you have not allowed yourself to enjoy that moment. But then you want to blame the person for not making you enjoy that moment where you yourself haven't enjoyed or you haven't let go. But then they're awful lover, they can't please you, but you, the problem, well, not you admit it was you.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
That's very true.
I just want to
very true.
put that out there.
That's probably a revelation moment. I'm gonna get licks for it, but that's fine. But that's the reality of what it is.
So it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But will people be man enough or woman enough to admit that that may have been a situation at that moment where the headache thing comes in? Oh, honey, I got a headache. They're just really not in the mood.
Yeah.
But sometimes not being in the mood is not good enough because we are there to please our partners.
Right. Yeah. But I still think as in pleasing a partner, you must have respect for each other.
Yeah,
so there are times where you won't be in the mood. I mean, me and my partner.
How often you're going to say it.
Exactly. How often?
Exactly.
That's it. You have to look at it. So, yeah, is understand. It's about everything is a balance, and I like to say harmonious balance. Everything is a harmonious balance.
But are we not inherently selfish in a sense?
Not selfish, self-full. Selfish is when you care about nobody else but yourself.
But there are some people sexually that care about no one but themselves.
Yeah, that's true. But why are you in a relationship? No, you have to come back to that.
But
why are you in a relationship? Is it just a sexual satisfaction?
Are they even calling it a relationship in their heads? They might be telling you they're calling it a relationship, but they're just getting what they want.
Yeah, but it's still a relate. Anytime you're relating with someone, technically, I know what you mean, Greg. I understand. I'm just saying.
I know quite a few relationship where people are just there for whatever they can get from it.
Which is really unfortunate. We human beings, when we do, it's like that would take forever, a lifetime to figure out. But
which is why a lot of women end up bitter and scorned because they were the ones committed emotionally and physically, which is why it is easier for some men to have one-night stands, and it's harder for women to do that
as well too. Women are getting better at it, though, mind you. But that's the thing.
I have quite a few girlfriends that
but even Greg, like
they got testicles.
No, Greg, we won't go there, Greg. We won't go there, Greg.
But no, the way they beat it seriously, and they got the men confused. They're switching the script and flipping it on the men, and they'll be like, okay, so there's a door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. You're not getting coffee, you're not getting breakfast, don't even smoke a cigarette, just bounce.
Well, to me, right, if that's what you're happy with, because at the end of the day, if you're truly happy living like that, you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting anyone else, by all means.
Okay, this is not even a question that I wrote down, but if you could best answer this is something that has been bugging me forever. Why is it that socially men are able to have as many partners as they want, and a woman is not supposed to have the amount of partners that she cares to have?
Come men feel like a control women. That's it. That's it. From back in the time of, I don't even want to say Adam, but way back in the time when and you know, even with these organizations, these religious organizations, always from the beginning was to suppress women. And so they did it from every angle. So men, by all means, yes, you're a man, you're more of a man, the more sexual partners that you have. You're more of a slut. For a woman, the more sexual partners that you have.
Whether or not she is a proud person, well-spoken, whatever, It's just how society has.
That's just society, yeah. And that's what we as women, we have to. You see the labels and the stereotyping and the pigeonholing and stuff like that. We women need to stop subscribing to that and just live truly who you are, authentically who you are, once you're not hurting yourself or anyone else. And that's for me, that's the base of it.
Okay, we're going to go to break soon, but I think we have enough time to answer this so we can get into the meat, for lack of better words, of the matter. What, I've heard you said it before, what is womb space?
Oh, womb space, Greg, is, well, normally when people think of womb, they think the uterus. But in my system, I've expanded that. So the womb space is, yes, the uterus, but your fallopian tubes, your ovaries, your vaginal canal, the cervix, the vulva, your inner thighs, your lower abs, your hips, your butt, your lower back. That for me is
so you just
womb space.
That
Yes. And that ties into pelvic wellness as well too, because women have pain points at different points here that actually you can track it back to some kind of pelvic dysfunction. So that's why it's a holistic, a more expansive look than just the uterus. So womb wellness is taking care of your entire vaginal canal, your vulva, your inner thighs, your outer thighs, your lower back, your uterus, your entire female reproductive organs, and then some as well too.
Because you did a session for me for Inner Diva,
yeah, that
and
was nice.
You said thing, and guys have something.
Oh, I call it dude space.
Dude
space. I coined that from a system. The dude space. The dude space is just zero, though, you know. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, we just get the short end of the
I'm
stick
just kidding.
all the time.
No, Greg, I'm kidding. The dude space is more than that.
Men, we got it bad.
No, you don't. Y'all have it good. Believe you me. Y'all have it good. Because you really do love yourselves, and you are always touching yourselves and doing things for yourselves and taking time for yourselves. That's what I'm saying. Y'all have it good. Y'all have it good.
Wait, hold on. So why don't women touch themselves too?
Because we were socialized not to. When boys were taught, yes,
y'all
you have the full range. Y'all run about, go and rumble outside. But no, you must sit down quietly. You must sit with your legs closed. That's women, you know. You must sit with your legs closed. Yeah, you sit down with your legs open anytime. Anytime growing up.
Okay,
what's the first thing?
Yeah.
Your granny said, close your legs, shut your legs. You know, but we need to air too. You know, we need to air. Just need to let it free up. It's a liberation. It's not going as far as, well, that's another thing altogether. But
how many people walk about the house naked? How many people feel, not you, wrong person. How many people actually feel comfortable looking in the mirror and actually walking about the house naked? Y'all can answer that later. How many people are comfortable that you have experienced, even in the mirror test? That's a different mirror test than what I've done. I just asked you to look in the mirror and talk about self, but you zero in to self.
Deeper self, deep within self. No, many women are not comfortable. Many women are not comfortable, unfortunately. A myriad of reasons. Lack of self-love, lack of understanding of who they truly are, looking at all the different pictures and images and stories and whatnot they're hearing from outside and saying, well, I don't fit that. You know,
what is beautiful?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I did my Inner Diva session, because too many people fall victim to what society dictates is beautiful and what is sex and what is not.
Yeah, and I even had an issue with that. Remember I said when I said I would like my waist to be a little small and all the girls in you. Everybody was like, okay, Katrina, I'm not perfect. I got my issues too. I'm working through them though.
So we're going to take a short break and we're going to come back to some interesting topics. We'll be right back with more Tea Time.
Usually mom and dad get home. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But what could it be?
I have to remember to do everything.
Oh, babe, look. Jay remembered to start the washer.
Jay?
He is so responsible.
I wish Kylie could be more like him.
What?
I did the laundry.
Really? Tell me about that.
The new Kenmore Smart Washer and Dryer. Be smart, be connected, be amazing. Exclusively at Sears.
Welcome back to Tea Time. So my parental advisory I'm now about to say, we're now going into from it being G-rated to slightly PG-13/R-rated. So anyone under the age of 18, please, I will ask you politely to log off. I'm going to find some Barney.
Barney.
Or Teletubbies or something. But yeah, so I always find that during the break the conversations are a lot more interesting when you're not live. But we were making joke that guys really do find they utilize their dude space and dude time, and we roster that frequently. I mean, it's like if you realize that the roster's put up and you realize there's more dude time and dude space than there is actual work. But beyond that, I had conversation. You were saying that a lot of ladies don't embrace certain things, and I have some female friends who they really allocate time, room, space time, and female time. They really do.
Self-cultivation.
Yes.
I like to call it self-cultivation.
Yeah. And one of my friends said she was in the middle of a session. It was really, really good, and the batteries ran out. And so she grabbed for the remote and she took out those things and she was good to go again. But these are conversations that I have with really mature women who feel comfortable about themselves. And I hear about it more and more. Women talk about, and I guess to me they're more comfortable talking about it with me. I hear so many women talk about sex the same way that guys talk about sex.
Yeah, that's true, Greg. They are talking about it. They are enjoying themselves.
Forgive me, we are at Standards and they're bubble wrapping something to ship out, so forgive me.
Yeah, Greg, but they are enjoying themselves. They are exploring themselves. When women are in that space, and I like to call it solo cultivation as opposed to masturbation. Solo cultivation now, this is going into orgasmic intelligence. This is now expanding it. Solo cultivation is about not only reaching the orgasm, but also enjoying the entire process. So for a lot of women though, when they're with their vibrators and they're using the dildos and whatnot, it's to reach orgasm and that's it. That is masturbation in my books. Just doing something, and so like if they didn't come within 3 to 5 minutes, they get frustrated, throw away everything. But it's taking the time, Greg, to explore.
So it's more mental than just the physical. Some people are able to let go and enjoy the moment.
And enjoy the entire process. So you're exploring yourself. So the whole point of you touching yourself is to explore and find out what makes you tick, not just for you to reach an orgasm. And women need to take more time with that. Some men, they would spend a good long time stroking to get to the orgasm part, or ejaculation. And mind you, orgasm, ejaculation are two different things. But women, most often is to reach an orgasm, so it got to be done within 5 minutes. but that is masturbation. That's more like a masculine kind of thing. But getting women to slow down, take the time and explore their bodies. Yeah, orgasm, yeah, that's like the icing on the cake. But understanding what really makes you tick.
So, the whole purpose of it, is it not satisfying oneself? Or, I don't think for some people they're trying to have an out-of-body experience.
Why not? What's wrong with
But
that?
I'm just saying, I'm searching.
That's what I'm
Let's
saying.
be real, people. No one's trying to like come out of their bodies and come back in and say, oh my gosh, I had this really out-her experience and this was so enlightening. Sometimes it's just cheap and dirty. But,
Right, that's what I'm saying. Most times that's what it is. Not cheap and dirty, but fast
but
and
I'm
quick.
just saying, there's no, okay, let's chat and let's see what we can figure out while we're doing it.
Who we chatting?
But I'm just saying, but that's not how some people see all of this.
Because that's masturbation, Greg. I'm talking about
No.
solo cultivation. And this is all about slowing down. Everything gotta be quick, immediate.
So
you know,
tilling the soil,
you're
and you're
taking
turning it
time.
over,
And be like, that feels good. And then, okay, let me see what else.
So that's the same way of when you
it's
are
not
with
microwave.
your microwave dinner.
Exactly.
So you want to prepare a proper meal
A proper meal. That's it.
for consumption, people.
Definitely.
Okay, so we're off the rated R topics. Breast analysis, and I know you speak about that. I know you're not a doctor, but I know
Right.
you speak about this, and this is something that a lot of women apparently really don't do. Self-breast tests and
Right.
the mammograms and getting pap smears, but how often should women do self-tests or even go and get a test?
Well, every single day I massage my breasts. Every single day. And not just massage it to test to see if I feel anything, but there are actual massages that I do that help restore the breasts, keep them perky-ish at my stage
Yes.
after 7.5.
Tissue, fat,
Yes,
water.
exactly. And women should do it on a daily basis. I do it every single day. And Greg, it not only can help prevent or is known to prevent breast cancer, but it also just helps to bring them, bring these girls back alive. It keeps you in touch with yourself and is in alignment with your heart as well. So we tend as women to
Happy space.
yeah, definitely cultivate that area. But it's very important that we as women go and get ourselves tested. They say now for pap smears, if it comes back normal, it's every 3 years. Generally, that's what they're saying now. But I would definitely encourage them. My mom, and I definitely believe that I got that tendency to be checking my breasts even before from her. And a couple years ago, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And thankfully, so far, she caught it early and she moved through the treatment, and now she's been declared free. And it just reminded me that I really need to continue doing it, because I know her doctors were concerned, well, your daughter and stuff like that. So I told Mom, and this even goes back to my whole journey.
Well.
And but speaking about that, Greg, when I was younger, excuse me, I was told that women on one side of my family, all of them had issues with fibroids and needed to have hysterectomies. And when I was a little girl, I was told, Katrina, prepare yourself, because that's going to happen to you too. But as I said, I was always rebellious. And I was like, no, ain't nobody cutting out my lady parts. But Greg, I was actually having 10 to 14-day periods back in the day, every single month, cramps. I mean, huge clots. I could not move. And I'm now down to a 3-day period. So when my mother was diagnosed, it just like reinforced in me the importance of doing preventative work. And that's the kind of work that I do. So it's not just about healing from, but it's also preventing.
Okay, so from the session that you did, you displayed some products which also, at the end of the session, realizing that it helped when women have their periods. So you're going to show the egg.
The yoni egg.
The yoni?
Yoni egg, yeah. It's also called, yoni
jade.
egg. It's got, jade is made from the particular stone. So yoni egg is more generic. So you can have yoni eggs in different stones. So the jade egg is one stone. We also have black obsidian. This here is the clear quartz. And yoni eggs have been used for centuries by women. And what is done, you insert it. You see this one? It has a hole through it, Greg. You can see the hole through it. So this is drilled. So what you do is you string it with non-flavored, non-wax floss, and you insert it into the vaginal canal. And then you do a combination of exercises, which I like to call sensual movements, which help to bring about the vaginal toning and agility. What is agility? The vaginal canal is separated into 3 muscular groups. You have the entrance, the middle, and the uppermost, which is closest to the cervix. And these are actually tied to correlate with the 3 layers of the pelvic floor muscles. So in working with the egg correctly and through proper guidance, you'd actually learn how to isolate the 3 muscular groups. Okay. So you'll be able to isolate and actually undulate your vaginal canal, the muscles like this. So that is where the agility comes in. But then it also helps women with heavy bleeding and cramping during the period. And that's one of the first things with clients, they always come back. Whether they've been having excessive amount of days of bleeding and heavy bleeding, or they had a normal period, which is anywhere within 3 to 5 days, they always come back and say they've seen a reduction. And it's through the use of the egg that actually I reduced from 10 to 14 days to 3 days now. Okay. And I don't even know when they come, it's like, hey girl, y'all here? You know, that kind of before it used to be like cramping and like, but nothing like that anymore. So the eggs are also women. I've had very good results to women who suffer from fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS. It helps to significantly reduce their symptoms. Now, depending on how far advanced they are, if they need medical intervention, after the medical intervention, use of the egg has also prevented them reaching the point where they need medical intervention again. But it's not a magic bullet. It's nothing that releases anything into the vaginal canal, and when you insert it, and then, oh no,
and then you're healed.
Well, no, it's not like that. Definitely, you have to work it, and again, it all comes back to this immediacy, this quickness, this microwave dinner mentality that we have. It takes time. It takes work and practice definitely as well too. So the eggs are very good overall.
You said that they come in different sizes.
Yeah, well, yeah, they come in different sizes, Greg. But that's a gimmick. Okay, you will see out there that you need to start with the large and work yourself down to small. That's BS. Okay, that's not true. Working with a large egg or the very small eggs that you find on the market can actually cause pelvic dysfunction. And so I want women to be very clear and be aware of this. That when you see them coming in sets and speaking about working from the different sizes, that's a medium-sized egg is all you really need. And with a medium-sized egg, with a drilled egg, you can actually tie, this will come as advanced work, you can actually tie lightweights for added resistance, or you can double up and insert. Yes. What? You're what? What, Greg? Yes, it's called vaginal weightlifting, and it's exactly for the arms. Yes. Greg.
That's as much as I can do. I'm trying to keep it clean.
I can't. Greg, I can flex like that too, but you just can't show it on camera.
Oh dear.
No. Right. So But Greg, no, there's some women that don't like anything inside their vaginal canal but a penis, and I respect that. So there are other means as well too that women can, there are other techniques and services as well that they can use. They can do the exercises without using the egg, but just like how you were doing the flexing just now, doing the exercises without the egg is like doing this. If you wake up in the morning, you are exercising your arm, but from the time you put a 10 or 5-pound dumbbell, you get added resistance and better results. So the egg is just the added resistance, and it gets you the results quicker. Yeah.
All right, we have a few minutes, and I'm going to see how best I can ask this question without getting put out of stand.
Let me see how best I can answer it so we both don't get put out.
Oh, God. Rosemary girl, Rosemary. Okay, so you have leg extension, you have weights. That is the resistance there. Bicep curl, you have the resistance here. Tricep, you have the resistance there. The weight is hanging. So it's just the gripping.
The gripping, the whole point of using the egg is to be able to move it up and down the vaginal canal. That's where the dexterity comes in,
so
the
it
agility.
moves
So with the
and not
muscles,
just-
so your vaginal muscles alone.
Not just you put a 50-pound weight and...
Right, not Greg, no, not 50. Never mind, there's a woman actually on YouTube.
I saw.
I
I
no,
saw.
Greg, no, Greg. We're about harmonious balance. Harmonious balance, yeah. No, because actually though,
that
when
could
you
compete.
but yes, but Greg, when you actually do that, you actually make the vaginal muscles and the pelvic floor muscles too tight, and that's pelvic dysfunction, and that actually lessens your orgasmic potential. Your orgasms actually dwindle when they're too tight. So all this thing about tight, you know, this trending now and all the songs and tight this and tight that, it makes no sense having right this tight thing, but then you're causing pelvic dysfunction. You have weak pelvic floor muscles. And women are actually not realizing it. But, you know, once again, the men want it. And we just, you know, mindlessly just run along with it and say, yeah, I want to tight this and to tight that. But I'm causing pelvic dysfunction. Women, when they sneeze, they laugh, they cough in, the little leaks of urine, and all of that there is pelvic dysfunction. But
when I sneeze, I pee.
And it's seen as fine, but it's pelvic dysfunction, Greg. It's not cool.
Greg, you are looking heated. New learning. Girl, you got that right. I am so serious. So, while I cool off a little bit here in the AC, we're going to take another break and we'll be back with the weightlifting. Here on Tea Time with Greg.
Ooh, that'll be something to demonstrate that. Whole uterus, everything ruffled. But I got a woman on YouTube as a surfboard.
What time do mom and dad get home? I feel like I'm forgetting something. But what could it be?
I have to remember to do everything.
Oh, babe, look. Jay remembered to start the washer.
Jay?
He is so responsible.
I wish Kylie could be more like him.
What?
I did the laundry.
Really? Tell me about that.
The new Kenmore Smart Washer and Dryer. Be smart, be connected, be amazing. Exclusively at Sears.
Welcome back to Tea Time with Greg. So,
Do I flex now? Do I flex now, Greg?
no, you don't flex.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Unless it's your bicep. No, set. No, we all good. I want to get back in a standard for another episode. So, yeah, no, you know what? Let me just scrap that because this is gonna go so wrong. But that's the whole. No, I'm trying to keep it clean though. I'm bringing it back. I'm reading myself back in.
We've been keeping it clean the whole time, Greg.
Yeah,
Why thinking
yeah.
other ways?
So it is weightlifting for.
The vaginal canal, vaginal
Yeah.
weightlifting, yes.
But it's almost like 1 pound, 2 pound,
no,
or
no.
half ounce.
Well, yeah, yeah, definitely.
4
It's
ounces,
small,
3.
and then gradually. You don't go into the gym and pick up the 200-pound
I got a lot of people that do that.
No, not when the first time they enter the gym, Greg. Okay,
Yes.
all right, the 500-pound then. The
No,
500.
but it's
You get the point?
It's
You're
fragile.
working, exactly.
It's fragile.
Exactly. And as I said, you know, you don't want to cause pelvic dysfunction. And a lot of women are getting the eggs and not seeking the proper guidance, and it's unfortunately causing pelvic dysfunction. And that's why I really want women to understand that it's important that they do their own research, and they make sure that they're doing everything correctly. Because even a Kegel, you hear about a Kegel, but there's a correct way to do a Kegel. And a lot of women are not doing the correct Kegel. So they're just squeezing themselves into oblivion and causing a whole pelvic dysfunction.
You know, all the images that you're conjuring up in my head, and I'm really just trying to hold it down here.
What images?
You're squeezing yourself into oblivion, women. Just squeezing.
Clutching, let's call it. Quintin? That's what Jamaicans call it, right? Quintin?
I don't know.
You know, oh, okay.
No.
You know what you know, Greg. You just...
On a separate note, so we can come off of that. I just want to get to know a little more about you. So, what are some of your guilty pleasures? Let's have some fun.
Guilty pleasures?
Oh dear. Okay, so let's skip that question and let's move on to what are some of your must-haves for fashion?
Oh my gosh, Greg, I was hoping you did not go into fashion. Greg, I am
certain that
fashion.
I knew.
I'm serious. I'm really not a fashion trendy kind of person. I go with what I like.
But,
I must have black heels.
Good.
Nice, like really tall, 4.5, 5-inch strap black heels.
Put a pin. Think about a weight like a medium type bead, much smaller than an egg, like a weighty marble. Katrina Pleasure never bring her guilt. Okay.
No, it's exactly pleasure. It's thank you very much.
Rosemary.
That's Rosemary. Yes. Guiltless pleasure. That's true. Okay, so my must-haves in fashion, right?
And we can go back to the guilty pleasures, just because it seems so interesting on tea time.
Oh my gosh, Greg? I am not a fashion person, but I must
have
have black heels. Black heels. I have not a little black dress, but I must have a black dress. I just like anything that I could rock, I could put on, and I don't really like a lot of pressing, so anything that I could put on without pressing.
So you're not a bag type of girl, you're not a lipstick type of girl.
Well, okay, all right. See, Greg, I'm not
fashion.
Fashion
Does not mean that it's just clothing. Fashion is hairstyle.
Let me tell you, my sister and my 16-year-old daughters, they're the two that guide me in the way of fashion. I'm really clueless. Okay, but now you've broke it down like that. Yes, I love bags. I do love bags. I have lots of bags. I used to have lots of shoes, but my daughter, she wears my size now, so...
Huff.
Right? And I'm not a makeup person, but I do like nicely applied makeup when I need it. Like my daughter, she did my makeup today. And I like my hair to be done when it needs to. But Greg, honestly, is me, authentically me. How I feel at the time, once I feel comfortable in it, I'm gonna rock it. Okay. I don't like to look about looking pop down though, okay? I just know. But Greg, if I get to my corner shop, right? Greg, if I'm going to my corner shop,
is not a look.
Greg, if I'm going to my corner,
it is not a style.
Greg,
it's not a fashion.
Greg,
it is just.
Greg is not listening to me. Greg, if I'm going to my corner shop, I'm going to put on my slip-flops and my short pants, and I'm going to walk the front road, and because that's.
You left your house. You left your house. You ain't sure the rich man could be at the corner shop?
I got my rich man already. I got better at home.
You what?
I've got better at home, I said.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh. Well, that's another episode.
But yeah, Greg, I'm going to try to do better though. Yes. After today, if I'm going to his shop, I'm going to make sure that, I don't look pop down.
Looking good for me is a must every time. Even going outside, I was training clients from my garage or whatever and doing whatever and having people come to make sure I look a certain way.
Yeah.
And
Agree.
even make pop down look fashionable.
Oh wow, I like that then. Okay, I like that. And I did a session with a lady and she was speaking about appearance and the necessity and reminding me that I'm representing my brand and stuff like that. But my brand is also about authenticity. That's the core of it. And I do not aim to ever look pop down like, okay, I ain't putting on nothing to look decent, but I'm not always everything.
Always immaculately put together.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll let it slide.
I'll do better from here on,
just
Greg.
say I'll let it slide.
If my daughter's listening,
So,
need to tell me.
some of your guilty pleasures. And take it.
I love chocolate cake. I must have.
Who doesn't? I'm sorry.
But I mean really rich chocolate.
Okay, you're making me hungry.
And I will wake up in the middle of the night.
Oh, you're an emotional eater.
No, I'm not. But if I have cake there and I remember,
I call it emotional.
I am not an emotional eater. I just, when I want to enjoy, I want to indulge, I will indulge. Guilt-free. I will wake up and have it for breakfast.
But is that not part of your emotion? You are in that space to have it?
If you want to look at it. But
that's why I say emotional. So whatever the mood I am in at that point, I'll have. No matter what. I may not want pasta per se. My body might not be requesting it, but like saying no, Greg, don't eat that pasta. But I'm like saying no, I really want the pasta. So I'm going to eat it. I'll be vexed with myself later for eating it, but I say, oh hell, let's go.
You see, no, that's it. I don't get vexed. It's truly guiltless. So it's not even emotional. So I good. I had a kid for breakfast.
But yeah, when it comes to chocolate, you could sugarcoat this tea bag and you could coat that in chocolate and I'll probably lick that off.
Okay.
I am so into chocolate, so that's anything chocolate. When somebody said to me a time, Greg got some healthy chocolate, I said that's retarded.
Healthy chocolate.
You can't put healthy and chocolate together. That makes no sense. Like a healthy cheesecake. What? And I was a pastry chef. That makes no sense.
And he makes a great cheesecake. Anyhow.
But that makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. Healthy, vegans are not knocking y'all, but let me keep it real. Certain things need to remain authentic.
But vegan doesn't necessarily mean that it's healthy,
I know.
Vegan doesn't necessarily mean
I've seen some recipes and I just laughed at myself and I said, y'all really just BSing yourselves.
Greg, another one of my guilty pleasures though is like I love me time. And my children know when it's mommy's me time, do not disturb unless the house burned down or somebody's.
Have a sign up like the hotel room?
When they were younger, they knew that when this little ribbon was hanging by my door, don't disturb. And that was from my youngest to my eldest. They know. And so if it's a case now, and me time is just me time. It could be anything, Greg, okay? Anything, Greg. I know you're thinking all sorts of things, but okay, good. All right, no problem. It could be anything. Me time is just time for me. So I will have the door open. So I may have the door open, and my children will know. Like the youngest would say, "Oh, mommy's meditating." He would just come and peep, and you know, what, Greg?
I had an out-of-body experience.
I've had a number of multiple.
Right. So let's stay on track. So I like to do this thing called Would You Rather. So, and I haven't done it for a while, and I was sitting in the kitchen, and what could I ask Katrina? And I said, you know what, keep it clean. Because my brain's very, very vivid, and I'm creative. So I brought it down to something really normal and kind of boring.
I don't know. People here, everybody's got their hands in the mouth, and they're trying to hold that
was me, but anyhow, yeah. So I kept it really, really simple.
Okay.
So, would you rather swim with sharks, i.e., great whites, or skydiving?
Skydiving. Skydiving, definitely.
That was fast.
Yeah, skydiving, definitely. Yeah, skydive. That's one of my bucket lists, yeah.
None of them are on my list. Not one.
I'm afraid of heights, so I think that's like the ultimate.
See my color? It's black. So you didn't see nobody on National Geographic filming and doing nothing on Discovery. That's why I fit through the channel. You don't see black people swimming with sharks.
That's
But
we
we skydive and we
though.
bungee jump because we just retarded.
Yeah.
Making a lot of sense.
I did the zip lining, the one when here in Barbados. Yeah, that helped me.
Yeah.
Great. That helped me get over my fear of heights.
I'm one of those persons. You remember in days we had the horror movies and you see the smoke coming up from the back and you go, oh my God, what's behind there? I'm that direction.
I know. That's like,
Heading in the opposite saying, nice knowing you.
who's there? Who's there?
No, I don't have an adventurous bone in my body. Yes, I've been on roller coasters and like, why did I do that? Why? That made no sense. I cursed like 40 pirates. Did that make sense? And then you go back again. And you curse like the whole ship. And then that made no sense. Jack Sparrow ain't want nothing but what I did on some of those. Anyhow, so you would rather skydive than
swim with great white sharks, definitely.
I'm doing 92. Flat out none of the two. So yeah. So, is there anything you would like to tell people when it comes to understand their bodies before we wrap up?
Well, mainly women. I would really like women to take the time with their bodies, get to know and understand, really tap into who they are. I know tapping into who you are can be a journey because you have so many different images and messages outside of you, but find that time to slow it down on a daily basis. Something as simple as when you come in from work or from the office, when you step into your house for the first time or first thing in the morning or last thing at night, just lie down and just be and zone out. Try to quiet your mind and just allow that feminine essence to cultivate at that time. It's very important. And make time for it. Schedule it in just the way you would schedule
Roster it, people.
Roster it, definitely. It is very important. And tap into your womb power as women is very important because, as I mentioned, every person roster in. Simply just quiet yourself and hold your womb space and just listen, breathe deeply and like actually go inside of your womb space. Go back to that darkness and there is darkness.
So if it speaks to you, do you answer it?
Yes. And that's another program. But yes,
okay.
You will get messages. And that's also that intuition as well too. Honor your intuition. That's very important. Women, we do not listen to our intuition and then we say, oh, you know what, I should have, and if I'd only listened to myself, it never leads you wrong. Never leads you wrong.
In those moments.
And if you're
vexed, why did I?
Yeah, and that's what generally for everyone. But
besides the roller coaster.
I love roller coasters, by the way.
Good for you. Anyhow, so Katrina, I want to thank you for joining me, and I'm certain you will be back because there's lots of things that need to be discussed when it comes to your womb space, your dude space, and understanding yourself and your body. And this is reality. I mean, we have conversations every day about sex and life and relationships. This is we talk about this all the time, but we pretend that we don't talk about it. But we talk about it every day. At the bar, the restaurant, the club, wherever, socializing. That's what we end up talking about. Sex, religion, and politics.
That's right.
So, once again, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Greg.
So, I have a tip for y'all today, and the tip for today is sponsored by Surfside and Fighting Barbados. And today's tip is, it's almost impossible to drink too much water. Whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, water helps to build muscle tissue, aids in the breaking down of fat and flushing out fat of the system after it's been broken down. Keep a large bottle with you at your desk as you drive and of course while you're working out and flexing and pumping, everything else, right? Right. Make sure you're hydrated. Give yourself a daily target and track it throughout the day. Drink more water and you'll feel and perform much better. And that tip was provided by Surfside Wellness in Wildy and Fighting Barbados. So, Katrina, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks again, Greg. A pleasure was mine.
You are watching Tea Time with Greg, and we are at Standard, and this is now the home of Tea Time. And join us every Thursday at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. sharp. And sorry for the delay today, but you know how things go. It's live, so anything can happen. But I'm your host, Greg Williams. Over and out.
What time do Mom and Dad get home? I feel like I'm forgetting something. But what could it be?
I have to remember to do everything.
Oh, babe, look. Jay remembered to start the washer.
Jay?
He is so responsible.
I wish Kylie could be more like him.
What?
I did the laundry.
Really? Tell me about that.
The new Kenmore Smart Washer and Dryer. Be smart, be connected, be amazing. Exclusively at Sears.